Okay.
Dah start record.
Dah.
Okay, hello sir. Okay, so tadi Arif kata dia nak mula dulu. Taliban. Okay. Okay, so proceed.
Alright, wait
Okay.
Okay, tak kira.
Apa? Okay, boleh share screen.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Nak test mic je. Okay.
Boleh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to everyone. So my group Kule will talk about Taliban in Afghanistan. So as you guys know that Taliban is actually a political conservative political about religion, which is Islam. So Taliban originate in Afghanistan since 1990s until now 2020s. So the first question, what individual rights or societal values which need to be limited by its members? So I choose two social group, which is Taliban and the Afghanistan women. So in Taliban perspective, Taliban needs to limit their right to have an adequate living standard. So this is because in order for them to fulfill their duties, the Taliban must sacrifice their time with their families. By doing so, they can accomplish their work and duties completely as they need to be in the Afghanistan all the time. So as you know that Taliban is actually a proactive group, political group. So they want to tegakkan apa they want uphold their agenda with the Islamic religions. So number 2, Afghanistan women. So Afghanistan women needs to limit their freedom of movement. This is for them to be safe. So from 1996 until 2001, where Taliban rule in Afghanistan, at that time, actually, women were largely invisible in public life. So they get barred from to school, to have a education and working, and also to have their right in to propose their voices, ideas, voices. So in what mean that women don't have any rights at that time. So that's all. Any
So
question?
two individual rights.
Yeah.
So the first one, apa? Which article?
What?
Which article?
Which article?
Of the individual rights.
Human article.
The right to have an adequate living standard.
Okay.
Article number what I forgot.
Okay, so any questions for Arif on question A? If anything's unclear, anything?
Hello Arif.
Hi Chap.
Why would Taliban limit the women to go to school or to get an education?
Is because Taliban took its faction or their group seriously. They like not extremists but like very conservative social group lah. They follow the rules.
It's because of their beliefs.
Their beliefs.
So that is what in line with the Islamic teaching or what?
Yes, in the line of Islamic teaching. They are very into it.
Right, thank you.
It's aligned with Islamic teaching like that.
Yes.
women are not allowed to get education.
It's
It's more
very
like their culture, right?
the culture. It's
So
very
not-
old.
so-
They don't
not-
want women to get smart.
They don't want to take like Malaysian we have at Malaysia we have what we call mufti, right? So like Malaysia mufti will not set the rule, they will answer a question. Maybe Sabah Malaysia say that women must have their rights, and so like mufti in Malaysia they say women have their rights, so women can also work, not just sit at home to be like housewife. They must go to work. For them, for Malaysia, it is something that wajib. But in Taliban, they are more to the old ways, because of their culture, right? They are not moving forward in their timeline of maybe
Development.
technology.
Is it still like that currently now?
For now, Alhamdulillah, after 2001,
Okay.
there is Afghanistan have started their movement to save the women's right there. So like in 2020, there is one big group of women society that try to give voice, try
Is that
try
Yes.
to
Okay.
even they try to what we call to involve themselves into the political issues in the Afghanistan right now, the women society.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyone else? Any other questions?
Question, I have a question.
Or Arif's group want to add anything?
I think someone has a question.
In my group, there is only Farah Azrina.
Ali Azira has a question, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Alia.
What is it?
How did Osama bin Laden get killed, and why, and by whom?
Osama bin Laden
It's
get
Al-Qaeda,
killed.
right? It's different, right?
Yeah, different.
But
It
they
is
are
different.
related.
There is because Osama bin
They are
Laden
related, right?
refuge at in Taliban territory. Hello? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then actually Osama bin Laden being killed by the US, I think. I forgot.
9/11 eh? Kan eh?
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
It's because of 9/11.
after the event of 9/11.
Illuminati.
So Arif,
Yes, saya.
so do you think that Taliban is doing the right thing?
For
Then
me, I have two concept about them. I mean, two what we call
Because they
perspective
want
about
to enforce Sharia law, right?
Yes, that is
Ah.
good, but the way they do it is very cruel lah.
Do you think they are like overdoing it?
I think so because like the case of Aisyah, right? The girl that get her nose cut is
Mhm.
very I don't know, over the limit. Maybe
extreme.
The movement to stop, I mean, you know, so the movement involve women only or men too?
actually the movement involve all of the Afghanistan
Yeah, all.
citizen
No.
because not just women that get got, I mean, ditindas apa
Ostracized.
ostracized.
Press.
There is also old people, men that I mean cacat, right? That cannot do works. That even the child there. There is one case where that one child playing, I mean merchant I think, in the mosque beside the Taliban camp. and then that boy got shot in the
By?
head.
By?
Oh.
Yeah.
By,
So
by,
basically
by
the
who?
movement by the Taliban.
Oh,
They thought that boy is throwing some kind of like
hand
dynamite
grenade.
thing. No.
Hand grenade.
That's mean.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now ready 10 minutes.
Since, yeah, 10
So,
minutes.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Arif. So,
Next group, please.
shall we proceed to the next group?
Yes.
Whose group haven't answered or presented question A?
We are.
Oh, our group
Yeah, our
Group,
you don't remember, huh?
Our group.
You just became host only.
host tak ada reason Okay. So, aku share screen ke komen?
Awak,
Feed?
awak,
Saya.
awak share screen.
Okay.
Yes, saya.
Sekejap
So after Ahmad is Jasmine, is it?
Jasmine's group.
Yeah,
My
Jasmine
group
Ilya.
also have not.
Oh, they
Okay.
haven't present. Okay. So everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So this is Vengo
And
smoking weed. Okay. Fit kan? Start. Bukan Okay, I will give the introduction first. Okay, lepas tu question ni baru Fit answer. Okay. So hello everyone. So my group
Hello.
will be presenting about Amsterdam and their liberal lifestyle. So my group consists of Fit, Omar, and Koming. So before we get to question A, anyone has any questions about what liberal lifestyle is or liberalism is? No?
How
I don't
liberal
know.
is liberal?
Liberal.
Can you explain?
Lifestyle.
So what do you understand about liberal?
Liberal, I
Freedom.
think menghalalkan yang haram.
Menghalalkan yang haram.
Oh.
Something like that, but yeah.
Lebih kurang lah.
Liberal is right all about their rights, right?
Right lah.
freedom.
So
Yeah, basically freedom.
So accurately, liberal lifestyle or liberalism, okay, nak bagi example macam tak benda yang mengarut yang apa, Muslim liberal. Macam they say that they are Muslim, but at the same time
They can
they're
do-
liberal, so they can do anything they want.
They want.
Opposing the Islamic teachings. So
Yes.
that's why it's mengarut. So that
Meaning
explains what
they
liberal
live
is.
without without the hadith.
They live in
Yeah.
liberty. Liberty is freedom. You know? So
Mhm.
they live in freedom, whatever they want to do. So
The libertine band.
yes.
Whatever Fitri.
The libertine. There's a
Yeah,
band.
the band.
libertine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Like
Go on,
kaum
man.
cerai lah.
so the liberal lifestyle in Amsterdam is that they can do drugs, soft drugs one, and the prostitution is legalized there. So Amsterdam is known as one of the most liberal cities in the world. It is even named the Sin City because they can do that. Sebab that two things in most countries in all around the world, they are illegal, right? But there they are allowed to do it. So that's why it's called the Sin City. So fun fact is that last year they conducted research that almost half of the citizens of Netherlands are atheists. Or 48% are atheists. Only 52 have religion. And from that 52%, most of them are Catholic Christian. Okay, so proceed to Question A, Fitri.
Tik.
Ya.
Tak juga pakai topi sebenarnya.
Rambut sabai.
Nampak aku ramai.
Okay. Sabai aku punya. Okay. What individual right or societal values which need to be limited by its member? Okay. So there are a few individual rights and societal values that have to be limited to the member of citizen in Amsterdam. Okay, as you can see, definition of the definition of individual right is the right that granted to all of us ever since we born. Also, societal is also called collective rights, which they are combined and then they are categorized by each right to its own category. Okay, so first of all, one of the individual rights that needs to be limited to them is the right to freedom of opinion and expression, Article 19. Because as you can see, because of this freedom of opinion and expression, and then which is almost to being there's no right or wrong, they have the ability to speak whatever they want without being punished or something like that. As you can see, I think one of them actually draw a caricature of Prophet Muhammad SAW. And then that's it. And then I think they also can approximately 70 minutes in length. The film attempts to demonstrate that and motivate its follower to hate all who violate teaching. This is one of the short film that they made. As you can see that they try to
give bad image.
Give bad image to Islam, and they went for that movie, and then they are not being punished by the way that they made the movie. Okay.
So the second.
Okay, the second which is Article 5, no torture and inhuman treatment. No one shall be subjected to torture or inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment. Go on.
So I wanted to add that about this thing, subject to torture and dehumanizing treatment. The social group, the group of people who got tortured are the sexual workers, the prostitutes, because most of them, not most of them, but a lot of them, 1,000 plus, are forced to be sex workers. They are kidnapped. They are trafficked. So the human trafficking. Human trafficking. So the human trafficking in and out of Amsterdam for the sex industry is very bad. It's very, very bad. So they are kidnapped and then they are forced to have sex. And then the bosses, they the pimp Bapak ayam tu. Bapak ayam tu diorang abuse, diorang rape semua.
So it's like the movie, the Liam Neeson movie Taken, right?
Yeah.
The daughter is kidnapped and then
forced to be.
It was in Amsterdam, right?
Around the world.
Sure. Yeah, human trafficking all around the world. So basically, prostitution is commercialized rape, because
Yeah.
okay, so these two things, they legalize drugs and prostitution.
Yeah.
Sebab drugs, kalau orang nak if they want to sell drugs at their coffee shops, at their shops, they have to need to have license. So kena bayar to the government. And these prostitutes, they are considered as normal workers. So they orang kena bayar taxes, which contributes to their economy. So basically, the main reason they legalize these two things because they want more money for their country. Get it? But but is it worth it to surrender their individual rights?
Yeah.
So that will be answered in question B ke C. So anyone has any questions?
Before we
I
go
have one question.
Okay, one question is about dah lebih. Okay. Okay.
So like you said just now that Amsterdam is trying to gain more money based on the prostitution and whatnot, right? So do you think that Malaysia should do the same in order to make our economy grow like bigger, since the poverty in Malaysia is like that?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Your personal opinion. Your personal opinion, solely on your personal opinion.
Okay,
No, I think like morally it's also wrong because of course it's you like basically like you buy a girl without her consent, like, or something like yeah.
But what
And then-
if that woman wants to become a sex worker?
Yes,
Of her own will,
It's her ambition.
Because
It's her ambition.
it's a lot of incentive for her. She gets a lot of money, and so
and there will be less of baby dumping and also
Yes, and then she will go to the neraka.
No pressure, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everyone, so listen. So to answer that question, there's only one way to answer that. If we do
Use
this,
the Al-Quran.
if we do this, okay, should we consider? So now kita negara Islam. If we do that, kita still negara Islam ke?
no, we cannot.
No.
So we cannot.
We Islam based on Al-Quran.
So wait.
So we should be liberal as long it doesn't transgress your Islamic law.
So but in Islam,
Be liberal in that way, as in, I mean, I'm not supporting you. I mean, I'm not supporting Cuha ke apa tak.
Yeah,
Islamic is first.
As long as tak melanggar hukum Islam.
Tak melanggar hukum, then we
I
are
get you.
okay.
so
Yeah,
you asked
okay.
me just now my personal opinion if Malaysia should do this. So the answer is no.
Wait, so we're talking about legalization of prostitution?
No, the prostitution and drugs.
Why necessary? They want to be really.
I mean, technically we have prostitution like in Malaysia, but it's like in a grey area. It's illegal.
Yeah,
But there
Because we are
places-
multiracial. We also have many outside worker like Bangla. If you go to
lady boy.
if you go to Lorong Haji Taib or
Tahu.
Saling Street,
basically
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
you
there's
just go
like
there.
you see a lot of
80% of them is Bangla and Indonesia that
actually
that
I
is
want
their customer lah.
I want
their
to
customer.
I want to confess, guys. I want to confess.
Whoa, confession.
Okay,
I
what
want to
confession?
confess. One day, actually this was like 2 weeks ago. I got so bored, and I just randomly like did some research on prostitution in Malaysia, and I found like one of the websites.
Okay.
Omi.
I think they charge like for like 100 ringgit or something for one ejaculation.
I see. King, you can send the link comment.
You just I'm not gonna send the link. Just
Okay, so you can
I'm not
share.
gonna send the link.
You can share the link in general later. Okay.
Just me, Elias. You can see on the screen.
Okay,
For
so
educational purpose.
Fitnah.
For research. Yeah.
For research, for educational purpose.
Want to do
I'll
a
send it in the
survey
group.
for the
Sure,
person.
sure.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Go on,
can
go
send
on.
it, but don't send it to me, yeah.
Thank you, Omar.
Okay. Okay, so
Next.
siapa? Jasmine's group.
Yeah, Jasmine's group.
Hello, Assalamualaikum all.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so I am alone today. Sebab tak ada
Oh.
orang kat sini. Okay, but like, okay, it's okay. Wait.
Alone at home
I
or what?
share screen.
Oi.
What? I just yes.
Wait, mulut petak. Wait, ni betul kan? Sini kan? Kau
Oh
nampak kat
yeah,
screen?
yeah.
Nampak.
Yeah, yeah.
Can.
Oh, panjang.
Kenapa Ili selalu terkeluar? Keluar masuk. Ili.
Ih, cantiknya.
Bad.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today I'm going to talk about South Africa and the appetite. So do you guys still remember what happened in South Africa back then?
Yeah, I remember everything you say. Next.
Okay, so dulu pula. Back then, black people in South Africa, they were forced to live in
Poverty.
what they call separateness. So this word appetite here, it brings the meaning separateness. So blacks and whites, they have to live separately, no? And so in this time, white race is the minority, but they are considered the superior race, you know. So and this black people, they are the majority, but they are considered as threats. And so when the domination of the whites, then came the downfall of the blacks lah, basically. So they were living in poverty, living in like what do you call kampung area?
Urban.
Village?
Rural.
Rural.
Rural,
Urban.
okay.
Rural.
And like they don't have jobs, and like the rural area was like very overcrowded and whatnot. So and then they did not have their rights as a citizen. They couldn't like strike, and they couldn't vote. Also they did not have proper education, while the whites had normal school, and they do not. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the first question. What individual rights did the National Party violate to the black people of South Africa? Hang on a minute. Okay, so firstly, it's the first article. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. As I mentioned earlier, education is one of the things that did not equality did not apply to. So because that's because education for the blacks were like did not receive the same amount of money that the whites receive. Stated here, they only got 1/4 of the money that the white school got. So that means that it was less like macam I have no idea. And so yeah, itulah. So this act in Bantu Education Act here, it means that the act was to aim the black people to have what to direct these black people to become labor, to be inside the labor market.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
For education.
Okay. And then so the second one is the 23rd article, which is everyone has a right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protect something against unemployment. so this was what I said earlier, that black people were restricted of like choosing their own jobs. They had to choose. They had like minimal options to choose, and so like back then the laws were to protect white labor, so they kept jobs for white people, and black people had to be laborers, and they had to be like I'm not sure of other examples, but yeah. And so this falls under the Industrial Conciliation Act 1956, where it stated that it reserved jobs for white people.
So sad.
Yeah. And you know, it's still happening now, right?
Mandarin speaker in Malaysia.
Everywhere. It's still happening. Kan Ad kan?
Tak mute tu. Go bunyi.
Okay, lastly, we have Article 13. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of its state. So, as I mentioned earlier, they were separated. So they cannot live, black people cannot live in white areas, and like even between these black people, they have their own tribal groups tau. So they cannot like, you go, I pergi Ad punya kampung, Ad datang kampung I tak boleh.
True.
Stay there je. So,
Separate development.
yeah, so when they separate tu, they they make like most of the areas white and declared the white area. And it falls under Bantu Self-Government 1958. So, as I mentioned earlier, they have to settle in their own homeland and can like have their own thing there lah. That's all lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone, any questions regarding this?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, Zaya.
Why did the white Africans think that they are the superior race? Like, what made them feel that?
Because of
What made them believe that they're the superior race?
I passed that one to I.
Okay. This is because they think that even now the whites are considered as
They consider
something called
themselves.
as beautiful, superior even now. So it was
Noble.
part of the way they think, and since the National Party, which is in control of South Africa, which is the white race, they took this opportunity to untuk membantu
Oppress the black people.
Yes, to oppress the black people. Yes, so that's why they think that they can do whatever they want, which explain all the acts that they have implemented to the South Africa black people.
I see.
Did that answer your questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone else? Mama?
No.
Mama? Any question? Is Oma here?
I don't know.
I'm here.
Okay. Any questions, Oma?
Question. No.
No question. Okay.
No.
No.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jasmine's group. So everyone's group has answered question A, is it?
No, my group not yet.
Oh, your group. Okay, so proceed.
Okay, Mark's group.
All right, so this is
This is
Hitler
the last
started, right? Can you see, guys?
As you can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Suara.
It's a nice picture of Hitler, so just kidding. Okay, so anybody have any question regarding
It looks
the
cute though.
first before we answer the
Go on
first
first,
question?
Who is Hitler?
Everyone
Who is
clear?
Hitler?
What is
Apa?
Hitler idealism?
Idealism.
His
Oh,
idea.
he's a supremacist. He's a dictator.
I see.
He likes control. He
Fear of
likes
the
power.
Yeah.
Also,
Power
you know,
is
he did the systemic killing of millions, approximately 6
Jewish.
million of Jews
Wow.
in the Holocaust. In the Holocaust, around 11 million in total died. Not only Jews, but also Romani Gypsies that is from Romania, and one more I forgot. But it's 11 million people, which is like 3% of the population at the world at the time.
Wow.
So you can see how evil this man is.
Power, man.
Yeah. Okay. So the question A will be answered by Aina Shamira.
Okay. So for questions A, what individual rights or societal values which need to be limited by the members? So we have choose the Jewish as the social groups. Okay, so basically the members' individual right had been limited by the Hitler in order for him to take full control over Germany. So Hitler had turned Germany into a one-party dictatorship. Okay, so before the Nazis assumed power, Jews had enjoyed all right of their citizenship.
The same benefit as everyone else.
So the persecutions of the Jews began systematically almost as soon as Hitler came to power. So the Nazis has established many new anti-Jewish laws. Okay, so I didn't include the Article 1, which is innate freedom and equality. Okay, so this happens when the Jewish men had to add Israel to their names, and women had to add Sarah, so that they can differentiate between Jewish and the Germany. Okay, so